Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Wake up, everybody, stop your sleeping in bed. What's up, 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 what's up? How y'all feeling this great top of the morning? Great top of the morning. Man. Wake up, everybody, stop your sleeping in bed. What's up, 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 what's up? How y'all feeling this great top of the morning? Great top of the morning. Man. We had a weekend. We had a weekend at the wonderful Wizards of Raw. It was good. It was beautiful. It was informative. It was musically informative. But what really got me, other than my own presentation on Saturday, and then Queen of Fools' presentation on Saturday, but what got me on Sunday was Professor Griff and his Ohm band, his band of Ohm. You're gonna have to call it Professor Griff and the Ohm band. Yo, Professor Griff grounded everybody and then took everybody on a musical journey of the soul with a drummer. He was playing the African, forgot the name of that African instrument he had. He was playing it, and then he had a sister named Rashida playing the flute, and that combination was powerful. I just finished speaking to Professor Griff, gave him a few quick tips, and I'm going to definitely recommend him for the African Arts Festival. I don't know if he's going to be able to make the cut this year because I know it's in July, but I'm gonna send it to the coordinator of the African Arts Festival very soon. But it's very important, and you can tell by the continual evolution of people like Professor Griff and his beautiful wife who was there, Soleil. All of us are evolving. Every one of us are evolving, but you got to be willing to evolve. And I told Professor Griff, this morning I had a dream about Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, him and I, we also trained in the Nation of Islam under him back in the late 80s, early 90s. So it was good to see, and people was very surprised because Professor Griff is usually that soldier that teaches about, gun safety and all of that. But yesterday we seen another side of Professor Griff, and his album been out for a couple months. His new album been out for a couple months, but make sure y'all hit him up. Let me put his Instagram on here. Hit him up and get his album, because his album is, if you want a nice spiritual groove, hit up Professor Griff. This is his new album is out there. I was on the band camp when he did the album release, so big up to him all the time. But this weekend was very extraordinary. It's very healing, very revealing. And because we're in the month of June, like I said, this month of June, the 6 represents healing. 6 month represents healing. The number 6 represents the balance, the truth, the reciprocity, the healing that we have to bring through not only our words, but through our music. Let me give y'all his IG. Hit him up on IG because he also responds on IG. And of course, you can get his phone number also through his IG too if you want to book him for an event. if you want to really show some love to our brother Professor Griff and his wife Soleil, his band, I call it Professor Griff and the Ohm Band. That's what I call it, the Ohm. I don't know what he named it yet, but the Ohm Band, or the the Ohm Band. They was on it yesterday. And when I say they was on it, big up to Professor Griff and his new band. It's a trio. The band is a trio of a drummer, the African instrument that he was playing, and then the flute that Sister Rashida Ali was playing. She tore the place up too. So today is the 3rd of June. Very good universal number, because when you add the 6 plus the 3 plus the 2024, which happens to be an 8, it breaks down to the number 17. And 17 is the number of connecting to your ancestry and looking forward to your legacy and what you want to leave on this planet. Like I always say, y'all know, I always say, do not leave this planet without leaving a legacy in this realm. I don't care what it is, as long as it's something that can be helpful and that you leave something behind. And this is a good day to at least write it down and think about what you want to leave for your children, or what type of foundation you want to leave, what type of long-lasting legacy that you want to leave on a day like this. And because it's a number 3 day, June the 3rd, which June is the 6th month that deals with the healing and balance you have to find within yourself this month. Also paying attention to your health and what you intake your system with on a day like this, on a month like this, because the June is the 6th month. Although it doesn't add up to the number 6, it adds up to the 14 in one system, which is a 5, and adds up to a number 17, which is an 8. So June is the month that actually brings the balance of the whole year together. So pay attention, because the 6th month is one of the crossroads cycle. Last month was a crossroads cycle. The month before that was a crossroads cycle. So right now we're in the 3rd crossroads cycle of the year itself. The year is going by fast. So we're on the 6th month. We only got 12 months in this particular calendar. I'm not talking about 13 months and 13 signs. I'm talking about what we are dealing with now and how to use the vibration of what we are dealing with now. And again, I want to shout out Professor Griff, because he did bring a certain healing vibe to the performance. And every performer that came on, every rapper, every yoga teacher, everybody that spoke brought a certain form of healing to the Tassili Raw 11th annual Wonderful Wizard of Raw. Wonderful Wizards of Raw. And I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed myself so much that I came out a second day, and I didn't even really set up. I just set up standing next to Blue Pill and Red Pill, and nobody really came through, because usually people come to me after they see me speak, because I know how to present myself when it comes to these numbers. However, I was still happy that I made it there, and I was happy to stay there as late as I can. And I headed back home. But just remember, those who want to book a session with me, this is very important, because if you want to book a session with me to find out your months, days, and your years, as much as you like to do the year-to-year thing, I always suggest that you do. I give you at least 5 years, of course, of what to pay attention to, but always think on the 100-year plan. Always think on the 100-year plan. It's best for you to think on a 100-year plan than just 1, 2, or 10 years. The 1, 2, 10-year plan is always short term when you're supposed to be thinking on long term. And big up to the sister that was talking about that. A beautiful, voluptuous dark chocolate sister. I forgot her name because I got it. I was listening to her right in between her set. I came in because I was doing something else. But Sister was talking about 400-year plans and 200-year plans. If there was 400 years of slavery, somebody had a 400-year plan for you. Think about that. If there was 400 years of quote unquote slavery and colonialism, that means somebody had a 400-year plan for you. So we have to start learning how to plan long term, legacy-wise term, and dynasty-wise term, so that your dynasty will go and live into infinity. The importance of using these cyclical numbers and spherical numbers, because they're really a spiral. And what I always tell my clients, that you can either spiral up or spiral down. It's totally up to you on what you do and how you do things. It's up to you, very much up to you, what you do and how you do things, spiraling up and not spiral down. Okay? So, got to think on that level. Always think on that level. And be willing to use whatever modality you use, whatever spiritual system you use it all together. Like I always say, all the organs in the body helps to maintain this body. So your heart does its job, your lungs does its job, your stomach does its job, the different systems in your body does its job. The skin does its job, the cells, the nerves does its job. That's why you have multiple systems in the body that all serves the one body. And that's how numbers are, that's how astrology is, that's how cardiology is, that's how practicing Ifa is, that's how practicing Akan is, that's why practicing even religious things, they have different protocols that will help you become successful in Islam, in Judaism, and in Christianity, and in Buddha. And all of them have an energy connected to it. And once you realize the energy and able to tap into the energy of the Buddha, or tap into the energy of the Christ, or tap into the energy of Moshe or Moses, or tap into the energy of Muhammad, then you could use it. And the only way you tap into the energies of all those things is by studying them and applying them. And then on the end term, you apply also the numbers connected to them, the astrology connected to them, the cardiology connected to them. Because although they want you to separate yourself from it, it is a reality. And just because they might call it something of the devil, you got to understand, family, who created the devil? Who created the devil? So if every Christian and Muslim on here can say that Iblis or Satan or the devil was created by God, then there's always a duality. In using numbers and using astrology and using numerology, there's always a duality. So if you're willing to use the duality, you want to stay on the positive perspective of the duality, not the negative. You're supposed to manage yourself. So when people are trying to cast spells to keep a love or cast spells to eliminate somebody, that's the negative of it, when you need to do the positive of those different systems. People try to cast spells through Islam and their chanting system. People cast spells through Christianity and their praying system. People cast spells through Hebrew language and speaking the Hebrew language. And they use those different languages and words to cast spells on people, because the negative of all those things do exist. You know what I'm saying? The negative of all those things do exist. So it's very important that whatever you do, it's you have to stay positive and productive and do what you got to do. And a lot of this type of esoteric knowledge, somebody say, can you support a black school in New York, in Brooklyn? I've been supporting black schools in New York, Brooklyn for years. So, you don't know who I am and I don't know who you are. So whatever you throwing up there, that's you. I'm letting you know I've been doing that for years. I've supported the Asar Set Society back in the day. I've supported the Nation of Islam School. So I've been doing what I had to do. It's time for you to do what you got to do. So, and some of these schools are not incorporating these type of sciences and metaphysics because they're still caught up in a lot of curriculums. And y'all have to take state exams to get even your children to go to college from your school. So if you're not supporting the systems of Ifa and the systems of Akan or system of astrology and numerology because y'all don't know it and y'all not willing to, then that's what I like about Asar Set Society. They're willing to go all the way inclusive of whatever they're learning. World studies. That's what I like about that. You know, so it's important that we learn to use all of these systems and use all of these ways of lives and incorporate it in any system, any school, anything that you have. I tell people, hey, buy my books for your school. My books, my children's books, and my books are able to be taught from and also be helpful to guide children and young people. I used to guide my children with numerology, and I always showed them that, especially my youngest one, because he always was got into a little argument with, he was always in this playful argument with this one guy in school. And all of a sudden, when I read the numbers and broke down the numbers of that child, I see why they was attracted to each other or why they were a challenge to each other. Because the guy's name, because I didn't know his birthday, the guy's name added up to a number 2, and his birthday is a number 7. And I understood the attraction, but also because my son had the alignment number 9. 9 is one of those challenging numbers to number 2. So I had to understand how to either separate them or tell the teacher to separate those two children, my son and that guy. Separate them, put them across the room. Because sometimes there's certain people that are here to either challenge you to be your best or challenge you to be your worst. That's one thing I've learned. That people are here to either challenge you to be your best or challenge you to be your worst. So once you recognize those type of challenges that you have in schools with the children, sometimes teachers don't get along with each other. I guarantee if you know the numbers of the teacher or the principals or the people that you're working with, you learn how to navigate better. You learn how to use or complement their energy better because numbers are here to guide you, not control you. Numbers are here to guide you and not control you. That's what you got to recognize in what you do and how you do things, So, I'm always promoting the spiritual side of things because it's the spiritual side of things that help us to grow to understanding the physical side of who we are and what we do in this lifetime. Because we all came through to learn the lessons of Earth. Earth is the learning and the lesson teacher. Earth is the learning and lesson teacher. And you got to be willing to be open to the experiences of the old and the new and the good and the bad. But don't harbor on the bad. Don't harbor on the negative. Always be willing to go for the positive aspect of it. So it's very important that we learn all of these modalities. And if you do want to book a session with me, you can text me your full name and date of birth to 347. Text 347, put it in the chat, 347-496-1022. I have 10 slots left in this week and next week. I got 10 slots left in this week and next week. So if you want to book a session with me to see how to navigate, because my job as a numerovator, practicing numerovation using the systems of numerology and motivational principles, is to help you to activate and motivate who and what you should be doing on this earth, whether you choose to do it or not. Some people choose not to do it. Some people are not focused enough, and there's a way to break the unfocusedness of people, and your numbers tell you. Because many of y'all might have a bunch of master numbers, but y'all are not willing to do the work of a master number. And what I mean by that, you could be born on the 22nd of the month, the 11th of the month, the 11th month, the 22nd of the month, the 11th of the month. Your whole year could add up to a number 22, like 1984 adds up to 22. But you can utilize those master numbers as long as you're not lazy. Because some people are lazy. Even that word lazy got a vibration. Some people are lazy. And if you're not willing to overcome your laziness by doing what you love to do and work hard at it, then what are you doing? Why are you wasting breath? Don't waste breath if you're not willing to stand up and be the best of yourself. What's so funny, I was telling Professor Griff this morning while I was talking to the brother, that, right now, on a side note, right now, Professor Griff, his birthday is about to come up, and he's a August 1st baby. So for him to be innovative in his music right now, it's all a part of the astrological frequency, because what happens is, because we're in the age of what we call misnomer Aquarius and Leo will work together and can become successful in this age if the Leo that's the knower and the Leo that is the ruler and the Aquarius is the knower become one and complement each other. So in order for a Leo energy like Professor Griff to rule in the Aquarius age and vice versa, you have to know what you're about to put out there and make sure that in your knowing that it is substantive to help people, because the Aquarian is the rebel energy that came here to help. It's a rebel without pause, but it's a rebel with cause. So once the Leo understand its connection, not, a lot of people say, oh, Leo is opposite to Aquarius. No, Leo is complementary to Aquarius, and Aquarius is complementary to Leo. That's why when you listen to Sister Myra Moss, who will be on the big event with Brother Rich on August the 10th and August the 11th, she's going to be speaking with the women's panel on August the 10th with Jewel Pookrum and Queen of Four. I'm one of the MCs, so I'm going to be getting it down. And then the next day is going to be Dr. B, Yaki Awakening. And congratulations to Yaki. Right before, his birthday is July the 11th, master number. And I said the Duke of Tears is a master number 22. So you got master numbers, master people coming up. Dr. B is going to be on the 11th, and it's going to be on August the 11th when you're going to see Dr. B. I said the Duke of Tears and Yaki Awakening. And then the day before that, you got Jewel Pookrum, legend. Sister Myra Moss, legend. And you got Sister Queen Four, legend. All of those are legendary sisters from their own perspective. So that's going to be a powerful event that Black Magic 363 is putting on. Vending is available. I know he said it's going to be $111, I think, for the whole weekend, so he can help. And that's why I keep my prices at a low price too. Because October I'm doing the tribute to Dick Gregory. And on October 12th, and then October 13th, I'm doing Baba Ashra Kwesi. So I want to make sure I keep it reasonable too. So my early bird tickets is going to be going on sale for $25 each. Early bird, very early bird tickets, but it goes up every month. July 1st, then it's $35, then it's $45, then it's $55. Then you got for 2 days. You could do the tribute to Dr. Gregory and Baba Ashra Kwesi the next day, and Dr. B. Sirius is supposed to be speaking and performing. Richard's gonna come through. We might have Dick Gregory's nephew come in and do comedy, because we need to laugh. We need to do different things. We need to do different things and remind us of our human existence here in this realm. So it is what it is. So again, on this beautiful day that adds up to a number 17. This beautiful day that adds up to a number 17 when you add the 6 plus the 3 plus the 2 plus the 0 plus the 2 plus the 4 breaks down to the 17. And because 3 is the personal number to help you to express yourself through writing, art, whatever you've been wanting to produce, this is a good day. But make sure you look towards leaving a legacy with it. Right now I'm waiting for the proof of my children's book that is based on my reggae song that went up to number 5 on the chart. Black and white story, but the book is called Let We Tell the Story. And I'm working on another children's book based off of one of my songs called One Life to Live. That's what and the imagination that I want Rainbow to pull out of it, because she's a young energy, and a lot of our children, a lot of our young people think it's just, that they're not valuable. They don't realize that it's important that if you're going to live this realm and live in this realm, you got to live with the most positive intentions ever. You have to work on your intentions. Some people, there's more suicide happening amongst our children and our young people more now than ever. Because I almost went through that at a young age, and I understand, and I overstand. That's why I'm doing my part in putting out positive messages to remind these young people that, I went through it in my own way. I've been there. If that person, I have to put myself back in the day. If that person would have done that at 8 years old, you would not hear of me today. You wouldn't be seeing this beautiful melanated skin today, this beautiful pearly white teeth today, if I would have done that at 8 years of age. So I know what children are feeling, the young people are feeling when they don't feel supported, when they feel like they're being bullied, when they don't feel that their family love them or their friends support them. And I know what they're feeling because I've done it. I thought about it 3 times in my life. And the third and final time, we got to remember this is an intervention. So when you hear people like me speak on this, I'm an intervention. If you're sending it to somebody that's feeling down at this point, you send it to people that don't feel up to par. If you send my live on my YouTube channel to people that want to stay motivated with their mathematics. And tomorrow I'm going live tomorrow, and I'm going to, it's going to be a donation driven where I can show you how to use your numbers the best way you can. But I always suggest that you do a session with me because I like the intimate setting. I do not like the quickies. Like most of you women out there, y'all don't like quickies. Quickie is good every now and then before work with your mate. But you rather, sometimes you rather nice and long and drawn out. So when you do a session with me, you want the nice 30-minute, maybe 35 to 40-minute long drawn out session where you're able to ask questions. So if you do want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth to this number that's pinned right here, 347-496-1022. And if you live outside of the United States, use WhatsApp. Let me say that again. If you live outside of the United States territory, let me confirm that, because you can text me from Puerto Rico on regular phone. You could text me from the U.S. Virgin Island on regular phone. But if you live in the Caribbean, in Canada, in England, in Africa, in Japan, in China, if you want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth through WhatsApp. But if you live in America, use the regular phone. If you live in the American territories, use the American phone. Use the regular phone. And let's book a session. Right now, I got 10 slots left in this week and next week. Then the next week after that, I got another 10 slots. So right now, I got like 20 to 30 slots left in this month, because I usually take off a week. But I'm just here to help. And if you don't want my help, it's cool. You can go get it somewhere else. I'm good. You can go to Aquarius Maximus. You can go to Brother Lloyd Strayhorn. You could go to Nina Diamond. You could go to Jackie Levine. You could go to Sister Carrie Ann Ingram for tarot, for cartomancy. You can go to Sister Amira. Go to different people and get the different pictures, because we're not one-dimensional. We're not even three-dimensional. We're multi-dimensions. We're multi-dimension beyond the third dimension. We're much more than that. And sometimes the numbers reveal what your past, what you did in your past, or what you came through to do in your future in this dispensation of time. That's why when I don't see certain numbers, or you see one number, it means that you're trying to grow into doing what you need to do in this realm. When a person have a certain amount of letters and numbers connected to those letters in their name, and if you're missing a few numbers, like in my full name on my birth certificate, I missed the number 3 and I missed the number 4. There's no 3s and no 4s in my name until I started adding adding like I started adding King to it. That's when it started adding a little bit more energy to it. When you do all that, or when you put your whole name on there, it starts. So when you choose a spiritual name, that can either add on or it can help assist to take away the vibration that you need to use. So you got to even be careful of the Muslim names that you choose, the Hebrew names that you choose, the Ifa names that you choose, some of y'all choosing long ass names. I don't do the long ass names thing. I usually do the names that you are most called by or you are most known by. But them long names is long. I don't have that much paper. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't have that much paper. If you just want to focus on your new spiritual name, we can focus on that only to see what you need to do with it. But I always tell people to go back to their original name that their mama gave them or their daddy gave them or their grandparents gave them, because that energy still resides as long it was something that you came through with. You just have to find out the power and the challenge of that particular name and use it and work through the challenges accordingly, because there's nothing wrong with challenges. It's here to challenge you to be your best or challenge you to be your worst. It just depends on how you handle the challenge. I always say that to people. It's nothing wrong with challenges in your name or in your birthday. It's you're either gonna challenge yourself to be your best self, or you're gonna challenge and let the challenge bring you down to be your worst self. And I almost fell victim to that years ago, but now I had to understand it, understand it, and overstand it to the point that I stand over what I do. I understand it even when I'm going through some down times. I know how to pick myself up. I know when to watch a comedy show or watch something that I love or watch one of the shows that help me to think and bring out the best of me, or listen to our own vibration, or listen to, meditation, or listen to Reverend Ike, or listen to Eric Thomas. When I need some high energy vibes, I'll listen to Eric Thomas, because I know that 3 energy that he's born under brings that in. He born September 3rd. He brings that energy. When I need to listen to the old school energy, I listen to Reverend Ike, born June the 1st. His birthday just passed. When I want to listen to the jovial, happy energy, I listen to Les Brown, born February 17th. When I want to listen to the feminine energy that brings it from a high level, I'll listen to Lisa Nichols, who's born May the 18th. If I want to listen to my dear sister Ian Levazan, she's born September 13th. So I get into, if I want to listen to Elon Musk talk his mess, he's born June the 28th. I listen to him. I was watching Tyson, born June the 30th. I listen to him. I listen to Jack Ma, born September the 10th. I listen to him. I listen to people like what's his face? Bob Proctor, born July the 5th. I listen to him. I got no problems listening to people, because sometimes I need the energy of each one of those people to help me move forward. It was Bob Proctor that said years ago, he said, his grandmother used to say, be satisfied with what you have. Be satisfied with what you have. My grandmother used to say the same thing. But then he said, no, Grandma, I should be grateful for what I have, but never be satisfied. Ooh, can I get an amen and an a woman to that? He said, I should be grateful. And every one of us should be grateful for what we have right now, that you could even get on the phone and look at me through this apparatus, that you even if you're in a homeless shelter, you should be grateful that you have a shelter to even be able to use a phone, to be able to charge a phone. You should be grateful, but never be satisfied with being in a homeless shelter. Never be satisfied with just working a mediocre job. Never be satisfied with that one relationship that ain't taking you to the next level, or that's always bringing you down or putting arguments on your ass. Never be satisfied. Because this weekend at Tassili Ma'at, myself, all of us, Blue Pill, Red Pill, all of us was there. Professor Griff gave the soul to the person, to the energy yesterday. He played some of his album with a flutist, with a drummer, and he was playing the African. So obviously, Professor Griff is not satisfied. Red Pill and Blue Pill, I know these brothers since they were young. I know their mother before I met them, but I remember she used to be with them and bring them around. Yo, these guys are excelling beyond what they was doing as the Polo Twins and doing the bullcrap. They have excelled. They're not satisfied. That's why Bob Proctor says, Be grateful for what you have and where you at this time, but never be satisfied. And remember what, and I wasn't satisfied. I was a security guard. I was in the Ansar community. I lived in a community under some other leader. I respect all the lessons that I got from Imam Isa, aka Dr. York. I respect all the lessons that I got from the Nation of Islam and the Nation of God on earth. But I'm never satisfied. Because when you're a leader, when you're willing to grow and expand, you're grateful for what you have at every interval of your life, but you're never satisfied. And like Bob Proctor said, like I said, Bob Proctor was born July the 5th. Like Bob Proctor said years ago, Bob Proctor said, he said, I'm grateful, but never satisfied, because in history, it was the inventors that showed us to be grateful for what they got at that time, but never be satisfied, because if we were satisfied with where we're at, we would still be reading in candlelight. We would still be riding trucks and buggies and just taking boats across the world instead of flying today. All of that is because of dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction brings about change. And if you're dissatisfied about what you're doing and how you're doing things with your own life, you're going to change it. I know I did. When I got dissatisfied with New York, although I love New York, I was raised there, I was born there. My family is from the Caribbean. I was born there. In the Jewish hospital right there on Prospect. I'm from Crown Heights, born and bred in Crown Heights. Then I went to Flatbush later on. I went to after Crown Heights, I went to Fort Greene, lived in Fort Greene around Clinton Hills. Over there, went to PS 11. That's when Notorious B.I.G. went to PS 11. I went to PS 11 before him. I went to 316. I went to Martin Luther King High School. I went to Erasmus Hall. Then I got kicked out of all these schools and had to take GED. Never satisfied though. But you would never know that I got kicked out of all the schools for smoking weed and fighting security because of my smile and my energy. You never know I went through that. Oh, he went through that like Dr. B. Never be satisfied for where you at. Be grateful. Be grateful. Yo, I can sleep on the floor as well as sleep on a plush bed. I learned this. That's why I always say, being in the Ansarullah community back in the early mid 80s to the late 80s was one of my greatest schools, because we slept on crates. We built beds out of crate, and we slept on sleeping bags, or we slept on the floor in Shabbat. I learned how to sleep in cold ass buildings and stay warm. That's how powerful that school was. While Dr. York was living his life and sleeping in big old beds and had women all around him. Okay, cool. We were soldiers because we came in with a pure heart as a child. I went in there from 16, 17 years of age. So I came in there with pure heart, because we believe in the 144,000, which adds up to a number 9 when you break all that 144,000 down, or 44,000 down, that 9. So I know Dr. York studied numerology because he mentioned numerology in the study of numbers in his books. I know his mother studied numerology, big up to the late, great Fatima. So I was introduced to numbers from a young age, from the 5%, but really recognizing birthdays from a child. So, but through my grandmother, who was born June the 22nd. And it's so imperative that you are grateful, but never satisfied with where you at. Don't be satisfied. Big up to all of those people that came on. Remember, if you do want to book a session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. Everybody needs. Look, Queen of Four still gets numerology breaks down to see where she's going and how she's doing. Lloyd is her contemporary, so she goes to Lloyd. Iyanla Van Zant still gets numerology breaks down with Lloyd Strayhorn, or she studies his book. She was mentioning that on Karen Hunter shows about the year of the 8. She was breaking that all down with Karen Hunter recently. So Lloyd is there. Like Lloyd said on Sarnetta's show, I'm the numerology for the future. I'll do numerovation, baby. I'm here to motivate you. I'm going to motivate you. That's what I'm going to do. And even yesterday, the day before yesterday on Saturday, when I got on that microphone and controlled that mic, because I've been trained on microphone for years. I've been doing I've been on microphones and doing microphones as far as being an MC or a singer for years. So it's nothing to me to get on that mic. It's a blessing when I get on that microphone because I get to speak. I didn't get to go on it yesterday because they had a tight program and it was late, but it is what it is. But big up to Tassili Raw. Big up to the MC Sunday. Big up to everybody that came out and spoke and performed, and all of the people that came out for the whole weekend, the Wizard of Raw. Remember, she got the Mystic Affair coming up too. More than likely, I'll be there. Remember, Brother Rich got a big event August the 10th and August the 11th. Remember, I got an event coming up October the 12th, tribute to Dick Gregory, and October the 13th, Baba Ashra Kwesi and Merara Kwesi. Boom. It's going to be powerful in Atlanta, Georgia, Stone Mountain, Georgia, Stone Crest. That's called, but remember, Brother Rich is doing his at the New Black Wall Street. I'm going to be doing mine at a new black-owned venue over there on 2nd Avenue in Stone Mountain Village. Beautiful people, beautiful energy, and I'm trying to make a regular thing over there. So, all right, so big up to Blue Pill, big up to Red Pill. They was on there. They did their thing, man. They had a whole video shoot going on, man. They did their thing, man. These brothers have expanded their brand because, like I said, what Bob Proctor said to us years ago at a class, Bob Proctor said, be grateful for where you at, but never be satisfied. Be grateful, never be satisfied. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
King Simon, I love him. He's family, and he has one of the top shows on the Forbidden Knowledge TV network, actually. That's right. So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't. Yeah, his show is called, it was really based on numerovation. It's a numerology show, and it's called How to Calculate Your Destiny. Yes. By King Simon. He's the host of the show. The show has done so well, we're now getting ready to start working on filming season 2. All right, so King Simon, one of the top shows on Forbidden Knowledge TV, streaming TV platform.
Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You could also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You can also get my books on Amazon at Linktr.ee/King Simon the Numerovator. Remember, you can book your session and get it done right now. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. King Simon the Numerovator. So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.